favorite realistic option for the Dallas Cowboys at 26 that you have studied in your preparations for this year's draft?
Okay. Y'all, don't get mad at me. But you said favorite realistic option?
Mm-hmm. That's right.
All right, so me and Matt Owen were talking earlier. Shout out to my guy, Matt Owen. We were talking earlier about just the first round and just kind of how maybe it's going to fall and how things happen. And one of the positions for the last couple of years that's been getting, I'm not going to say it's not getting love. It's just that the safety position is a position that I feel like has not lost its value, but it's not one of those positions that's taken super early at this point unless you're just a stud. And I was thinking, if you have Brian Branch out of Alabama on your board at 26 and he is the best player on your board, why don't you take him? Why wouldn't you take him? This guy has a lot of people are considering moving him to corner just because of his ability, but he also, too, I think he can come in and play special teams immediately. He has direct instincts. He tackles. He's a tackling machine. And for the Cowboys, you look at safety, and it feels really safe right now. But, man, I mean, when you start looking at next year possibly, who's backing up Malik Hooker at that point? I understand that Marquise Bell is the gentleman that's coming in for Jaron Curse. That we are assuming is that guy that's going to step up if he's needed. Obviously, Donovan Wilson has been brought back. But Israel Mukuamu really showing promise at corner, I think, changes that conversation. And for me, if there's a possible safety on the board that could play corner, that might fix two of your problems, or him just having that hybrid ability. So I don't know, man. You said realistic favorite, and I would not mind Brian Branch at 26 after a lot of discussion and looking at it.
We're talking to Iisha Morrison of Girls Talk, Boys Talk, and DallasCowboys.com and the Draft Show. And just to gas you up a little bit, Iisha, from the 214 on our text line, she's spitting a little. So go ahead and get in your bag right quick. But as we talk about this, it seems like we do mock drafts and all the conversation as we are within 2 weeks of the NFL draft. And it seems like the Cowboys have gotten a lot of mocks for wide receiver. And with the wide receiver class this year, we've kind of talked about it as not as strong. Do you feel like it's not as strong, or are we just in this place where we have been spoiled by the last 2-3 years of damn near immediate top 10 wide receivers coming in the first round?
So my answer to that would be, and I said this on the draft show today, if I'm not mistaken, is I just think that with this draft class in particular, I can't say that these guys are not as good as these other gentlemen before because one of the biggest knocks on this class is the size. Mm-hmm. I mean, that's the chief complaint. But when you look across the NFL and you see some of, like, how do you beat corners that play press man? Like, you have guys that can win on a consistent basis on their own. And these shifty, smaller guys have that ability. I know that I think some of the concern also, too, is, if you are a wide receiver, we want you to play some special teams to start, just that type of stuff. But I just think that we might be seeing a shift for several positions. You look at the tight end position, how people are looking for a more athletic wide receiver type. And can you block? Yes, I need you to block, but can you catch, my friend? Can you run after catch? Oh my gosh. Okay, we're really cooking with gas now. We're just in a time where I think that you need guys to be able to win. And I think these gentlemen, no knock to possession receivers, no knock to physical 50-50 receivers. We were actually talking about that earlier. Like those guys, to me right now, are the guys that are getting looked over in the draft process right now, are the guys that are 50-50 possession guys. Most of the star gentlemen that people are interested in this draft are shifty, fast. They can win, and they can win on their own.
And Jackson Smith-Njigba.
You're right, and Jackson Smith-Njigba.
Yeah, he's special. Yeah, listen, let me put some respect on Jackson Smith-Njigba. But and there are several other gentlemen that can do both. But I say all that to say that I just think that we have to be considerate of what athletes look like right now. Some of them are more lean. Some of them are just, I just think we have to consider the fact that maybe this league is shifting to something different right now, and it may not be permanent. It might just be a small period of time, and that's okay. That's okay.
Shout out to Zay Flowers and Jalen Hyatt, who may be
Yes, Zay Flowers at the combine really had people looking at me crazy because I got this vest on my service dog that say "Do not pet," and Zay is just like petting Congo, and I'm like, you know what, man, get it out. I know this is stressful for you. Just get it out. I understand it. Like, but people was looking at me like, you said I couldn't pet him. I'm like, come on, man. Like, I'm just trying to do my job at a high level, my friend. But yeah, we're gonna have to get over it with this class with wide receiver. I just think we're gonna have to get over it, and I think there are some stars in this class. At the beginning of the process, I was like, but now, yeah. I think you should be excited about a Zay Flowers career. I think you should be excited about seeing what a Jackson Smith and Jigba can do with Jalen Hyatt. Some of these gentlemen, yeah, they have potential too. Just because they don't look how we're used to seeing wide receiver look does not mean that they don't have potential to have dominant careers as well.
Iisha Morrison of DallasCowboys.com joining us here on the Get Right with Reggie KG on 105 through the fan via the Diamond Factory Hotline, just 2 weeks away from the NFL draft. You're running this room with Jerry and Stephen Jones. The suggestion we heard about your favorite realistic Cowboy, if you're making that selection, whom, based on the needs of this team, that tight end, wide receiver, defensive line, who are you taking at number 26 if you're picking tonight?
Let me see. Who am I taking if I had my pick? Barnacles. I feel like everyone asked me. I feel like I've gotten asked this question so many times, and it just keeps changing for me. I don't know, y'all. My heart wants an offensive lineman, and it's wanted that for a good while, and I have no problem taking a Peter Skoronsky, if he is there. I know he wouldn't be there.
Right.
I know he probably, but I would not mind that gentleman. Let me give me a second. Let me think. Who would I want as a
While you work on that, because I do know that, the way that the draft evaluation goes, you kind of just put these grades, you start stacking them. How far into this process are you? Have you gotten pretty much done with this, at least on the larger front?
No, that's a fantastic question. No, actually, it's just crazy to me that there's names I'm hearing and stuff that I don't know if I missed. I don't know. There's so many gentlemen to cover that I think it's impossible to get through all of them unless you start super early. And I just came across Britton Strange, Penn State tight end. I just came across him, and I'm just blown away by the fact that he moves like a running back to me, but he's a tight end. It's insane. I feel like with the ball in his hands, he can do pretty much everything. He's physical. He looks the build. I feel like those guys, like, these are guys that have been on other people's radars, and I just was slower to them, or vice versa. And it's actually a fun part for me, because I'm like getting the names of guys that I wouldn't have noticed before, or I didn't think about before. And I don't know. I'm also about to get to some of the HBCU gentlemen and get into that a little bit deeper and stuff before the draft starts, just so I can know.
Okay,
more.
so this is a two-part. First of all, the gentleman that you just mentioned, what grade did you end up putting on that tight end?
Brent Strange?
Yes.
I believe that I have a, let's see. I believe that I have a third-round grade for him.
Okay. Like, how many of those, I guess, like, first-round grades, and I understand that can be a little nebulous. There might be, like, a midpoint there, but how many first-round grades do you have? And I ask that just to kind of get a better idea of, at least from your perspective, when you get to 26, how likely is it that you have a player that you rate at that first-round level, or is a trade back a possibility?
So we talked about the trade back situation on the show, and trading back makes me extremely nervous, but I do have about 22 first-round grades. So I really do think the Cowboys also, too, we've talked about it, I think they're in a situation where there should be a gentleman there that could help your team get better immediately. from several positions. You know, like I really feel like they have the opportunity, whether it's defense or offense, to add someone that could come in and help either side of the ball immediately.